The luxury market in the greater Phoenix area is not doing the loops and circles and roller coasters like the rest of the world. Do not miss this super quick update on what's going on in the luxury market in the greater Phoenix area, because I'm telling you, we got a window coming up that you do not want to miss, so you're not going to want to miss this video. Hello, this is Sheryl Willis over at the Real Agent Now group right here in Phoenix, Arizona. And if this is the first time to our channel, you're going to want to click that little subscribe button and tap that little bell so that you are notified each and every time we release a new video. We are getting dozens of calls nonstop, and we love it. For some reason, I think someone called the East Coast and the West Coast and said, hey, Arizona luxury is on sale. Head on out there. It has been nuts. Over the last 6 weeks, all of a sudden, all these luxury buyers are coming out, and I'm telling you, so is the inventory. There's a wonderful selection in the greater Phoenix area, not to mention a ton of off-market, custom, over-the-top custom homes that you're going to want to see. But the only way we're going to be able to help you out is if you pick up that phone, give us a call, shoot us a text, send us an email, days, nights, or weekends. We got your back when looking in the luxury market in the greater Phoenix area. With no further ado, let's get started right now. All right, so lately I have been getting so many phone calls, it seems like from the Northwest, and they are specifically looking in the luxury market. Now, let me first point out that our luxury market is about 2 million and up. Now, if you look at some of these high-tech areas, San Francisco, Portland, Seattle, Washington, that are making these phone calls, these are areas where a modest home, 3-bedroom, 2-bath, maybe even a townhome, is going to be right around that $1.5, even $2 million. So when they're calling here for a $2 million, $3 million property, not only are they getting 2 or 3 times the size of a home and obviously a completely elevated, amenities of these homes, but it is our luxury market, so it's totally different. So back home, you might be thinking 1.5, 2 million, that's kind of the normal. That's luxury here. And what does that mean for us here in the greater Phoenix area? It means that it is completely different than the regular real estate market. First of all, our luxury market is really driven by corporate returns as well as Wall Street, and not really interest rates, inflation. The people that are buying over $2 million in the greater Phoenix area aren't worried about interest rates fluctuating even a quarter point, let alone 2 or 3 points. Completely different buyer. And many of the really upper end luxury homes here in the greater Phoenix area are paid for in complete cash. And they are second and third homes to multi-millionaires that have homes all over the world. So again, you kind of got to put it in perspective. Now, what does it mean as far as, other than we've identified that the type of buyer is more of a Wall Street, maybe a corporation or a business person? We are also looking at a different season buyer. Q4 is the #1 time of year where we see fantastic deals, because usually right after third quarter earnings are released and they're putting together the plan for year end, that's when they are making a deal to make it happen before the end of the year. So if you're thinking about buying in the luxury market, there is no better time right now. And if you're thinking that things are going down, let's break into that in detail. Let me show you these charts, which are all for the greater Phoenix area in Scottsdale, Paradise Valley, and Fountain Hills. Those are the 3 cities that I am repeatedly requested for multi-million-dollar homes. Now, we know we have amazing Carefree, but I think that most people that are in that corporate world and they're looking for that proximity to the tech or employment feel that Carefree might be just a little bit outside of what they're comfortable with. They are still looking for amenities and freeway access and healthcare, flying in and out from an international airport and such. So again, for the sake of this conversation, we're going to be doing Scottsdale, Paradise Valley, and Fountain Hills together in a $2 to $5 million price point. Let's take a look at what these charts show us. Okay, so the first thing you're going to notice, when the market changed, we did start to see our inventory go up, which I have to tell you is a good thing, because I had several buyers out here late last year that were in this price point, and I have to tell you, there was nothing, I mean nothing on the market. So it was really nice to start to see some of these homes come on the market. Now, we did have a slowdown, but I wouldn't say by volume. We kept the same amount of buyers, we just increased the inventory. So that increased the days on the market. And because we were coming literally right off of rocket speed market, that's how fast things were moving here over the last couple of years post-COVID, we've now slowed down to an average of 75 days, actually median of 75 days before a home goes on the market and goes under contract. 75 days. Well, again, that seems like a lot because over the last couple of years, it hasn't barely hit 30. But if you go back even just a little bit before COVID, you'll notice here in the multi-million-dollar price point, it's normally over 100 days. So although things seem a little slower, it has nothing to do with the prices. So the next thing we started to see was the increased inventory. We started to see some price reductions. And that's when everybody's really kind of starting to freak out. Now, again, we are just talking in the luxury market, okay? So if you look at this chart now that shows you, again, Fountain Hills, Paradise Valley, and Scottsdale from $2 to $5 million, the number of price changes per week over the last couple of years has been somewhat minimal. And now we are back to normal. Now, there's no such thing as a normal market, just to let you know, but what we're customary to, what we've seen around this time of year consistently prior to COVID. So in my world, that's kind of normal, back to normal at a slower pace where people can actually think about what they're doing. I think many of these owners, super smart owners, took a step back and realized in a very quick time frame, literally over a 60-day period, that their homes were way overpriced. They immediately made those changes, and now we are seeing a very consistent, the list price is realistic. And on this next slide, which is even better, it's showing you that although at one time recently we were at 100%, so if a home was listed at 2 million and we sold it at 2 million, that would be 100% of the sales price to list price ratio. We, at the end of August in the greater Phoenix area, again, the same parameters, we were at 94% of the list price. We've stopped seeing those price reductions to attract buyers. Buyers are now writing the offers, and we're settling those numbers at the table. And what does that mean? It means that if a home was listed at 2 million, they probably wrote the offer at 1.95, and it wasn't until we closed that you saw that slight adjustment, and they're still coming in at 94% of what that list price was. Pretty high up there, again, not what you're seeing at the under $1 million mark. This chart right here, list price versus sales price per square foot, gives you a really awesome view of what is going on in our luxury market to the week. Let me tell you, we have consistently seen values go up, up, up. And even as, again, some of the areas in your town or in the greater Phoenix area might see some slight adjustments, not so in our luxury market. Let me tell you where we are going to see that in the greater Phoenix area. It is going to be in the outlying areas, in the areas like northern Pinal County. So that's going to be like Maricopa, Santan Valley, Coolidge, Florence, and even some areas like Buckeye, and maybe even as far as Surprise. We might see a little bit of that correction right now. Here's why. Because now that things are getting crazy with prices and groceries and gas and insurance and housing and rent, like, and everything, people don't want to drive all the way out. And that is what we called commute to qualify the last time we had a big boom in the area. Let me tell you, I had so many buyers that were just adamant that they wanted a newer home, a larger home, or they just wanted new. People love new. They love the idea of new. Let me tell you, many people that now had bought out in those areas, They've sold those homes, thankfully, before the market changed and they moved into town. And those are the areas where we will see that market correction. There will be a greater difference between the outer lying area and the higher demand as we start to see that recovery over the next few years. But again, luxury market, completely different. And what you're seeing and feeling in your market is a culmination, I'm sure, of what the vast majority of people live in, whatever that price point is. I promise you, here in the greater Phoenix area, to live in a $2 million home, that's not the vast majority. That, again, my friends, is luxury in the greater Phoenix area. When we talk about seasonal trends too, again, it is somewhat consistent with the regular market. Again, it's reversed though. If you live in Boise, Idaho, you have a cold winter, so you probably don't do a lot of business in the winter. There's a lot of people in the cold countries. By January and February, you guys are stuck in the snow and there are no homes selling. Let me tell you, the first week of January is like a light switch out here. We have massive events that start in the January timeframe. We have Barrett-Jackson, we have the Phoenix Open later in the month. This coming February, we also have Super Bowl. I'm telling you, we don't have to thaw out the ground. We're going to hit the ground running in the January timeframe. I promise you. Look at this though. This is the year, these are the listings under contract in different years. So you can see the pattern this time of year in the summertime between June and September. Not only do we have a lot of heat, but we see a tremendous decline in our volume. It's just because of the heat. Nobody wants to move in the darn heat. It's insane. So you're not going to want to move in the heat. So by September, again, corporate returns, as soon as they get their Q3 numbers, so October actually, we're going to start to see a few more luxury listings, but we're not going to necessarily see exponentially a lot more buyers. Let me tell you, Warren Buffett says, go where the others are not quite in those words, but when your competition is not around is when you need to get in. And here's another thing you need to get in, off-market listings. Let me tell you, there is so much construction going on custom high-end, beautiful over-the-top homes that will never make it to our MLS system, which means you will never see it on Zillow, Redfin, Realtor.com, etc. It's because those buyers start calling people in their network and their relationships with architects and builders and exclusive agents. We will get you into the properties, even in the conceptual stages, when they've just purchased the lot. You can even be a part of that design aesthetics. Or you can come in the middle and make some little tweaks yourself, or just before it's done. I tell you, most of the over-the-top, amazing luxury homes with the amenities that you're looking for and those views in the best areas never make it online. So if you are thinking about buying luxury in the Phoenix market, that means over 2 million, then you need to pick up that phone, give us a call, shoot us a text, send us an email, days, nights, or weekends. We got your back when you're buying luxury estates, and we got the connections you need to find that perfect unicorn. All right, guys, until next time, be kind, be safe, and we'll see you soon. Bye.